Hello, and welcome back to Attack on Titan Enthusiasts. One of the things that made this story stand out from the very beginning was how scary the Titans look and their unexplainable behaviors. When looking at them, I thought that their size had a lot to do with whether they appeared scary or not. So, in this video, we decided to group similar sized Titans together and rank these categories for which had the scariest Titan. Please be aware, this video contains spoilers up to the final chapter of the manga. 5th place, Titans over 50 meters. These Titans are 3 to 4 times larger than normal, and Bertolt as the Colossal Titan is the very first one of these we see. He was so big, he could destroy the wall just by kicking it. On top of that, there was very little humans or even other Titans could do to stop them. As far as instilling fear goes though, we thought these were the least scary of the bunch, especially after the rumbling starts. They instill more hopelessness than fear. Their excessive size also makes it difficult to move around them with the 3D maneuver gear, and with the high amount of heat they generate just from moving. Even if you were skilled enough to move around them, you wouldn't be able to do it for very long. The Colossal Titan is a little larger than the rest that fit in this group, standing at 60 meters tall. And when they transform, they can also cause a huge explosion, as if they weren't already deadly enough. The Colossal Titan actually looked pretty scary during the beginning of the story, but we came to see way worse later. 4th place, 11 to 17 meter Titans. This is the most average size for Titans in the story. Eren as the Attack Titan, Reiner as the Armored Titan, and even Annie as the Female Titan are all in this size range. Zeke's Beast Titan is a little larger than the rest, standing at 17 meters tall. When you think of Attack on Titan, you'll probably have a Titan around this size pop in your head. Even though it would get slightly smaller each time, Eren was able to change into a Titan 3 times in a row after training to be able to do so. Because most Titans were this size, we also have a lot of abnormal Titans in this category. Sometimes these Titans also had scary ways of running at people too. But once you get used to it, some of them look a little funny. So by the end of the story, we're pretty used to seeing these types of Titans, and they're not as scary anymore. Compared to the Colossal Titan or the Wall Titans, these Titans are very small, but the Titans at this smaller size are actively trying to eat humans and have a much stronger ability to regenerate. There are a few Titans in this category that stood out among the others. Dinah, of course, the Titan that ate Eren's mother, Carla, and Santa Claus, the Titan that almost became a human after eating Eren. The Screaming Titan that Eren rescued Mikasa from when he first became a Titan, and the Titan that destroyed the wall when they were trying to resupply for gas. One of the ones that sticks out most is the Titan that was running in a creepy way towards the crowd that was evacuating that Mikasa killed, and the one in the background that was running with its hands up while the scouts were trying to get back to the wall during the 57th Exterior Expedition. There are plenty more I could talk about, but I think you get the idea. 3rd place, 6 to 10 meter Titans. Compared to the normal-sized Titans, these are a bit smaller, but because they're rare and look more like humans, that makes them even scarier than the larger ones. Being smaller also makes them faster, definitely adding to how scared we were of them. Similar to what I think about spiders, the quicker they move, the more they scare me. Being smaller and quicker also means that it's harder to kill them, not just because they're fast, but because the nape of their neck, their weak point, is even smaller. None of the 9 Titans are in this size category, but there were some pure Titans worth mentioning. First is Bean, who got captured by the scouts after the battle in the Tross district. There was also the Crawling Titan that the scouts found crawling towards the wall when they were heading to the sea for the first time. And the Big-Eyed Titan that ate Mina in the cadets' first battle, and also ate Sergeant Gross in the past. These Titans sure were creepier than the previous ones. Maybe because we saw very few of them. 2nd place, the 120 meter Titan. There was one Titan that is so large, it didn't make sense to throw it in with all the other 50+ meter Titans. Titans. This Titan is nothing like those and deserves its own category. It appears after Rod Rice licked the spinal fluid off the floor, and it was so large it was unable to lift its own body. Plus, it was an abnormal, ignoring the scouts around it and heading straight for the most populated area. The way it crawled around made it look more like some kind of bug monster than a human. It was even scraping off its own face as it moved forward, and when it grabbed the wall to raise itself up, it definitely triggered my trypophobia. I get itchy just thinking about it. Luckily, they were able to defeat it before it got to the people by using a large amount of gunpowder and taking advantage of its own high body temperature. After that, Historia successfully defeats him. Even though he was so hot, the scouts couldn't even get close to him with 3D maneuver gear. They managed to kill him without losing a single person. Even though this size of a Titan only appears once, we think he made too big of an impact to go unmentioned. I'm pretty sure I even had a nightmare once because of his scraped off face. First place, 3 to 5 meter Titan. Of all the Titans that appear in the story, these are the smallest in size. 3-meter tall Titans are very close to the size of a human, and we all thought that these were the scariest. When the scouts are dealing with larger Titans, it doesn't really feel like they're killing humans, but when you have to kill a 3-meter tall Titan, it will feel very similar to killing a person. Their weak point is very small, to the point where 3D maneuver gear wouldn't make the fight that much easier. And even though they're small, Sasha couldn't get through the nape of a Titan this size with an axe. You have to use slashing weapons. And it's easier to get bitten when coming in close to Titans this small. This might surprise you, but there are actually 2 of the 9 Titans that fit in this category. First is the Jaw Titan, which is only about 5 meters tall. The size difference was pretty obvious when Ymir was surrounded by Titans larger than her back at Utgard Castle, but at the same time, they're the most agile of the 9 Titans, a trait that Porco was good at taking advantage of. The second is the Cart Titan. I was surprised to find this out, but it seems that it's only 4 meters. Peak is the heir to this Titan, and although her ability to regenerate is low, transforming takes very little stamina. If her Titan gets damaged, she can leave it and transform again. She said if needed, she could transform over 100 times with no break. Her Titan transformation can also last up to 2 months, while everyone else only has a few hours. Next, let's talk about some pure Titans that appear in this size range. First off, Eren. Before he inherited his Titans from his father, for only a few minutes, he was a 4-meter tall Titan. And then there's the one who some call the Frog Titan, the one that jumped up and ate Eren's leg off when he was trying to avenge Thomas. There's also Hitomi, the small Titan with big eyes that ate Mike in the first episode of the 2nd season, and the Titan that was eating Kaya's mother when Sasha came to save them. There were also 2 this size that came through the doorway in Utgard Castle that the main characters had to fend off until they went to the roof. There are a lot more that exist, but these are the ones that stood out to us. Alright, that's it for this one. It seems like the closer the Titan was to the size of a human, the scarier they became. Or maybe Isayama-sensei went out of his way to make the smaller ones scary. Which Titan did you think was the creepiest? And if you got changed into a Titan, which size would you want to be? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video.